Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to, getting informed and having those aha moments. Today we're digging into a book that literally just landed yesterday. The Self-Love Handbook, Standing Tall in Your Authentic Brilliance. It's by Andrea A. Callahan. Our mission really is to figure out who this book is actually for, what problems does it tackle, and what kind of transformation is it promising. We're basing this purely on the materials we've got, and there's this interesting angle connecting deep personal change with, professional impact.
Yeah, that's definitely compelling, when self-help goes beyond just the quick fixes and talks about a real, lasting internal shift. That really hits home for a lot of people. They're looking for that.
Okay, so let's unpack the ideal reader here. The sources give us a pretty clear image. It's someone who feels like she's performing a role instead of living her life. Imagine that, just like constantly putting on show. The book seems to focus hard on how this reader's been conditioned, societal pressures, maybe personal habits.
Yeah, conditioned to hustle, to be perfect, and to put everyone else's needs first.
Exactly.
And that kind of conditioning, it runs deep. The book says it leads to wearing masks, hiding feelings, and silencing her inner voice, all just to fit in. And the tragic part, it often leads to this really ingrained belief that she's just not enough. So she's fighting this constant battle with her inner critic. It sounds utterly exhausting.
It really does. But okay, here's the turning point, right? Sources are clear. This reader, she's done performing. She's ready, actually ready, to create a life that feels like home.
Yeah.
She feels it deep down in her soul that she is meant for more. And she's looking for what the book calls a sacred homecoming to her authentic self. What does that sacred homecoming actually feel like, do you think, based on the text?
Well, it seems like it's about moving away from that constant effort, the striving, and moving towards a feeling of just belonging and ease within herself, even when things are tough.
Right.
It's less about what you achieve on the outside and more about feeling congruent on the inside. Like you're aligned, you're at peace with who you are, not performing anymore, like finally taking a deep breath and just settling in.
That makes a lot of sense. And it's not just the emotional struggle, is it? The sources suggest she's also thinking about her physical health.
Yes. It's quite holistic, actually. This reader is either dealing with or wants to head off chronic stress. She sees the link, the connection between how she feels inside and her physical health.
Right, that mind-body connection.
Exactly. Recognizing that emotional weight often shows up physically.
Okay. And then there's more. The book is also for someone who wants to build unshakable confidence, but from the inside out. Seeing it as like an inherent power she already has.
Not something earned.
Yeah. And it's for women who are ready to embrace her shadows, the parts maybe she doesn't like or hides, and actually find power there. And crucially, reclaim her voice.
Yeah.
Trust her gut feeling, her intuition.
And what's interesting is how broad her interests seem to be based on this. The core is self-love, sure, but the sources show she's also looking into general personal transformation, stress management, and definitely boosting her self-esteem overall.
Now this is where I think it gets really unique. The author, Andrea A. Callahan, she's described as a brand clarity mentor.
Okay.
Someone who helps people define their value, often professionally. And this book, the Self-Love Handbook, it's not a one-off. It's part of something called the 10 Faces of She collection.
Right.
And the whole collection is apparently built on this idea. Self-worth is the foundation for brand equity.
Ah, okay. So connecting the inner work to outer presence or value.
Exactly. And if we look at the bigger picture here, the collection has this signature philosophy laid out. Self-love, courage, mindfulness, personal mastery, brand equity, legacy.
Wow, okay. That spells it out.
It really highlights this inside-out way of building a brand, or maybe just, making your mark.
So the big question this brings up then is, how does that deep inner work, the self-love, managing your inner world, how does that actually translate into real-world lasting impact in your job or, how you show up publicly?
That's the key link, isn't it? It suggests real professional power, or maybe just influence, isn't about faking it. It's about radiating something genuine that comes from deep inside.
Like authenticity being the actual brand.
Yes.
Right.
Think about leaders or creators you really admire. Often, their brand feels real because they feel real. And it's important the book isn't sold as quick fixes. We see so much of that, right?
Oh, yeah. Too much.
This is positioned as a compassionate roadmap, something with actionable tools.
And then the sources give us some specifics on those tools and transformations, like how to dismantle your inner critic. It talks about replacing it with a new mental operating system, basically rewiring those negative loops.
Practical steps.
Exactly. And how to heal from within, understanding that stress health link, and using self-care properly as a real tool. It mentions learning to build unshakable confidence using 4 pillars. Doesn't detail them, but suggests a structure.
Okay.
And guides you on embracing your shadows to find that hidden power. And then ultimately, how to create your legacy by standing tall, being yourself, and maybe even helping other women do the same.
So if we boil it all down, the core offer here seems to be about a really deep internal shift, moving away from self-doubt, from trying to meet everyone else's expectations.
Right.
And towards what the book calls bold self-love and authentic brilliance, so you can finally live a life that actually feels like yours.
Yeah, and that central message from the book itself, it really captures it. You are not broken, you are becoming.
Ooh, I like that.
All you must do now is allow room for the transformation. It really pushes this idea that your worth is inherent, not up for negotiation.
That's powerful.
And adds, the world desperately needs exactly who you are. Your time is now. Choose to shine. It's very empowering.
So wrapping this up, what does our deep dive tell us? It seems the Self-Love Handbook is mapping out a journey, really, about finding that amazing woman you've always been underneath the layers of, conformity and self-doubt, moving towards authenticity, towards self-love, like stepping off that hamster wheel and onto your own path.
Yeah, and maybe the final thought to leave listeners with is this. Given how much the book ties inherent worth to building a legacy from the inside out, how might recognizing your own authentic brilliance not just change your personal life,
Right.
but actually ripple outwards?
Yeah.
How might it inspire, change, and make an impact in your community, your work, your world?
Something to definitely think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.